We go? We're on. Welcome back for episode 36 of the RADelaide Summit podcast. This week's episode we cover Q&A with pro cyclist Kellogs, who also has an outrageous fast Norton time. The Wang, aka myself, eats shit on the Saturday Bunchy. And more. Come along for the ride.
Oh yeah.
And then,
oh yeah.
And then you gotta edit.
Yeah.
Edit.
Double park with the BB and
You
Alex.
have so many good ideas.
How you doing, bakery?
Oh yeah. I like it.
Maybe the last one, because then I can go day on day
Yeah.
off.
Do that.
Everyone will recognise the jump. I reckon.
Amazing. I'm gonna make that.
Take it up, I'm going to eat it.
No, you're right. Alright.
Ready?
If you're new to the podcast or haven't listened before, each week we scour the Strava leaderboards, watching you do your efforts up Norton Summit and discuss them here on the podcast, whether you like it or not. There's a chance we might shame you, but we promise we won't name you personally. And the odds are high, but we'll probably shame ourselves because we're just not as fast as you. Well, this week anyway. Look, at the end of the day, our goal is to encourage and celebrate everyone going up Adelaide's best hill climb, Norton Summit, and reaching their own goals.
So I'm just gonna butt in right there. Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember in primary school when your teacher had to like make you read out like a sentence in your book? That was like primo. Well done.
I was trying to like be a little bit more like less monotone, but it just
But
didn't
became
work out.
more monotone.
Yeah, and trying to increase, pause,
Some
purposely
inflection
pausing,
in your voice there.
Comma.
comma, hyphen. What are those three dots? What are they called? Ellipses.
Semicolon.
Ellipses. So with that, let's introduce ourselves. We are your Summiteers. I'm Cash.
Alex, hello.
G'day, I'm the Wang.
I am Frankie.
Who am I?
Artist formerly known as...
Kellogg's.
That's okay, that's what editing's for. But I might leave that in there.
I low-key love that. That's
Welcome guys, welcome listeners, welcome Kellogg's. Let's get into it. What's been happening on or around the summit this week? I will kick us off because my week sucked.
What did you do, buddy?
Yeah, what?
Why do you suck?
It was like mangina-itis or man flu or whatever it was for the 11th time this year. So just literally a couple of gym sessions. Tried to do the dot crits yesterday, lasted 10 minutes. Amazing course though. Would love to have a crack at that
Is
whilst
it
I'm
a
feeling
square?
good. No, it's kind of like a
Figure eight.
figure eight dog leg
Ooh, I
thing.
like that one.
Do you have to
So-
turn more than 15 degrees?
Yes,
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
times.
It's not for you.
Not a vibe.
Definitely not for you.
A few riders did manage to put their pedal into the pavement and succumb to the asphalt.
I feel those feelings.
Yeah.
So do I.
Definitely won't name names.
And
there.
then just a Rico roll with Wang and my bro and some other bloke that goes by the name of Chafing the Dream today.
Spicy.
He wasn't there for long.
He wasn't there for long, no.
I don't know what happened to him.
Frankie, what have you been up to?
I've done shit all once again. I just come back from Melbourne, actually, everybody. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was
Mile
supposed
High
to.
Club.
I was supposed to still be in Melbourne.
In the club.
No, definitely not.
Solo Mile
But-
High Club?
No.
Do they even have the Mile High Club on the Rex plane?
No, I was with Qantas. Absolutely trash. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I've got nothing to report, and I do feel like we've got more important things to get onto. So I'm just gonna
No,
say
no. We want to know.
No, I've got nothing.
Why were you,
Yeah, no.
Why were you
in
late?
Melbourne?
Oh, okay. Well, I
Why
played
were you
violin at a wedding for one of my friends who lives over there, and
cute.
she asked me to play for her. So I played Elvis's "Can't Help Falling in Love," which was so romantic and adorable.
Lovely.
I've not done
Yes.
anything.
Did you cry?
Yeah.
I did because my playing was just so elite. It's the only thing I'll ever be good at. Anyway, Wang, how about you?
Yeah, Wang, what's happened?
Another solid
What's,
week
going
for
on?
me. Cracked over the 800k again this week, but had a little touchdown yesterday, unfortunately.
I just
Got,
poured spritz all over myself.
Everyone,
Shit will get you.
Alex is wet. Very much so.
Sorry, you were saying you crashed?
Yeah, I had a little touchdown yesterday. on the chop bunch. Luckily, it wasn't the usual chop bunch, the size, or it could have been a lot worse. There's only four of us.
Hybrid chop, wasn't it?
It was all around the place chop because of
Small
road
size.
closures. It was. So just clipped the wheel in front of me, unfortunately, and took some skin off.
You two?
Sorry, we have to share a microphone, so we're just in each other's space.
Okay, you don't have to put your hand on his leg.
Look, it's been a while.
for both of you.
What did he say? The Simpson Desert last week.
Yes.
Destination
Wind
short.
Sorry, we do care about what you're doing, Wayne. Continue.
No, that's okay. And that's about it.
Are you okay, though?
A little bit stiff today.
Live to
I
fight
did
another
wake up a
day.
bit stiff.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Not just
The
at 7 o'clock in the
wang
morning.
the wang was stiff this morning. But it's all right. Skin will grow back. It's all good. No damage to the bike. No damage to anyone else. I was the only one who crashed, so it was good.
Sacrifices.
Yeah.
Well, Kashi, please tell us.
Can I just say that's a low key flex of yours, like going to Melbourne just to play violin
Just
at
to
your
play
mate's
violin,
wedding.
yeah.
What
It's
can
pretty
I
legit.
say?
I back that.
I get flown in to be in the Super Series. I get flown to play violin. What's next?
Jesus.
This week, I actually did. I made it to the elite 8 to 10 hours. The real chamois. I know. Yes. So I made that
Where
with
is that guy?
a couple of
He's retired.
a couple
I
of
miss him.
Matt Spano likes your ride at 9 o'clock at night on Zwift,
I
which
did
was
see you jumping on a Zwift session as I was about to go to bed the other night.
yes, that's just what has to be done when you have a 6-year-old daughter.
Dad life.
But apart from that, work, fly to Melbourne on Monday. Sorry, not Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm Melbourne.
Yeah.
Brisbane.
Are you going to play like the bass guitar? Or something?
No, I wish. But yeah, just for work and just got to first world problems and work out what bike to take.
Wow.
RADelaide.
Not the kicker bike.
No.
That might be a bit, that might be a bit
He
heavy.
just let out his secret. All right, look, so before we get into a few questions for Kel, Oggs, why don't you tell us what you've been up to on the bike for the last week?
Also, before he answers that question, how exciting that we have like a pro in the.
Yeah, let's
You know.
beef it up a bit.
Like-
Not just a normal special guest.
I know, like this is all the way from Spain. Anyway, continue.
No, I'm not that special. Just a local. Just a local. Has been.
Like,
Has been. It's like half our ages.
that's
What
like,
have you done
that's
in the
like
last
saying
week?
Frank is good.
Ouch. No, okay. This week, what have I done? I flew in to Adelaide Sunday night. I've been at home in Melbourne. And what have I done? Been doing some altitude sprints.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so basically there's a little chamber is what it's called. And they, yeah. Yeah. Not tight. I was avoiding that word, so I could see it. It was gonna anyway.
You could use dungeon.
You cannot escape
He's
it.
only known you for 10 minutes.
I'm already trying to change my language. No, so basically they simulate altitude in there. And so we do these series of sprints at 3,000 metres above sea level, which is as grim as it sounds.
Yeah.
But apparently it does some good stuff for your body. So we've been doing those. I've done 25 hours this week on the bike total, so actually quite a large week.
Yeah, you do. But
Listeners at home, the Wang is currently there's I don't know what's going on under the
Another
table, but yeah.
The wang is stiff again.
put the tables up.
Oh, wow. What else have I been doing? Did a bit of track work, some Madison stuff. There's a National Madison Championship is coming up next weekend in Melbourne. So I've been doing a little bit of track work. And yeah, raced yesterday at Dockside, Port Adelaide for the state championships. It was amazing. The course was...
I was gonna ask, is it actually, how was it to race?
Well, I didn't know it was on until about an hour before the entries closed. And then I was like, sign me up. Like I've seen photos of that course from years ago, and I always wanted to race
Yeah,
it.
it was in the Bowden
I was going to say, they
series.
used to do
Yeah.
the Bowden series.
Yeah, and I never got to race it, so I was super keen to get out there, and it was as good as I thought it was going to be, for sure. It's one of the
I
best
can't
courses.
wait to go back there, not unwell.
For sure, yeah, no, absolutely. It was really hot.
For
though,
some
like-
reason, I thought it was today. I had in my mind.
Everyone thought Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't just roll up to the start line. You may have been out for a couple of hours prior.
Yeah,
Are you
so
kidding me?
the plan was to do 5 hours before the race.
Just.
So race on tea, that makes
Yeah, well, so yeah, I mean, it's
me immortal.
it's good. It's good to like put yourself under that. Well, for me, I like to get to that point where when you have to sprint, you know, after 5.5, 6 hours. That's what it's like in real racing. You know, big road races. So it's good to put yourself there. It was horrible. It was as horrible as it sounds, for sure. And it was hot.
As years good for the classics.
Yeah, it's good, huh? Nah, it was super, super hot yesterday. Can't underestimate that, for sure. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Did a nice, easy ride with some locals today, and got a coffee. Just been enjoying the day, really.
The Adelaide life.
Yeah, Adelaide Live.
It is the best.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, we've put together a few questions we would love you to answer. Some of them maybe be a bit biased, but let's start with how did you get into cycling?
My dad took me down to the BMX track when I was 4 years old. My local BMX track in Lilydale, Victoria, in Melbourne. And yeah, as soon as I turned 5, I was able to get a racing license, and I started racing. And then, yeah, eventually my dad got into mountain bike racing through mates of his at work. So then I started racing with my dad. And then they all got road bikes to get fit for the mountain bike races. So then I got a road bike. And then, yeah, I found myself at the local velodrome when I was about 15 or 16 years old. And yeah, just kind of got into it from there. And then obviously I really enjoyed track cycling after starting it. And then I pursued that really hard and sort of gave up the mountain bikes and stuff after that.
What the hell? Well, so obviously you're like a professional cyclist now, right? Obviously. So, I guess that means that you would spend a lot of time riding your bike. So I do have a pretty serious question though, like genuinely intrigued. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I can imagine that your entire identity could easily be engulfed by cycling. And so do you find that your performance can be directly proportional to your own self-worth? And if not, how do you separate the two?
Holy shit.
That's great. It's a really good question.
Deep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For sure, I definitely, cycling is definitely a major part of my identity, for sure. And it's really hard to separate when things aren't going well. It's really hard to separate your life. And I left school quite early as well to pursue cycling full time. So I really haven't had anything else to sort of attach my life to. However, I do things outside of cycling in my own time that I enjoy, that I don't have to be, or I don't feel like I have to be the world's best at. So I play guitar. I do some just stuff that I'm happy to be mediocre at.
Yeah.
I don't really know if that's answering the question.
Yeah, it is.
That's how I feel about
Perfect. Yeah,
cycling.
that's good.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Yeah, great question.
Everyone looks so shocked.
I know.
I'm just like,
Man,
woo!
you're still
I
talking
mean,
over it.
because let's face it, most of our jokes have sexual innuendos. So when any of us would come up with some sort of
Something
question, we're like,
serious.
it's actually bloody
I
wholesome.
know. I'm actually like sweating and answering.
Welcome to This Is Your Life.
Put me on the couch.
Because I was going to ask, like, you know, how do you approach your other hobbies if you did have any? Because, you know, like with a different level of expectation, because you're held so high with cycling. So you basically just answered all of the above. So, I mean, that's all my questions. Actually, no, I do want to ask you, what's your peak power?
In
Over 3 seconds.
Ooh, I don't know if I have a 3. My
5
peak, like 1 second power is 1650.
Dude, that's more than my microwave.
But I can't do that
More
anymore.
than that microwave.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore.
Okay.
That was when I was a bit heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold on to the stat.
Nice. I like it.
What would you say your greatest cycling achievement would be today?
Greatest cycling achievement.
Coming onto the podcast.
No, it's definitely yeah. Aside from the podcast, aside from the obvious, what's another good one? The Super Series overall win.
Oh,
SA
man.
Super Series.
Which year was that?
2020, COVID year.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we had a points race at Vic Park.
Did you win the bend as well?
Yeah, I won the
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
The points race was so
The
good.
points race was fun.
Do you remember how windy it was that
Yeah.
night?
It was so
Like,
good.
Yeah.
down the back straight was like 60,
Yeah.
up the front straight 35.
Yeah, we drove from Bright that day. I drove 10 hours. I drove 10 hours that
Got
day.
back from training camp. didn't you?
Yeah, that was good. But no, my greatest cycling achievement, in all seriousness,
So many.
it's hard to choose, but I would say
I wish I had that problem.
the
Let's separate. Let's go track and then road.
track would be, for me, the most meaningful was the Commonwealth Games in 2018, I think, because it was at home,
Commonwealth Games. Oh my
like
God.
world record, all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
It was really special. I'll never forget that, I don't think. But on the road,
I mean, apart from like Norwood Tuesday nights.
yeah. On the road, maybe either my second place at the Road Nationals.
Was
was
hoping-
pretty
I
special
was
to
hoping
me.
you'd say that one.
Yeah.
That's pretty special to me that day.
It was a special race to watch.
Yeah, or maybe seventh at Dwars Door.
I was going to say
this year.
With
That was
a,
probably
with a bunch of
Nice.
fucking
that was
hitters.
that was big.
Done some
Yeah,
pretty
just
wild
chopping
things.
through
Yeah, definitely my favourite.
Where would you rate the Olympics and what went on there?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because that's the thing. That's why I'm stuttering trying to think of what actually is the most meaningful to me. I mean, the Olympics was the Olympics. A lot happened, and it was very stressful. And I don't even really think I'm over it now, to be honest.
Hang on. Roback, what do you mean over it? Why would we be over it?
Well,
With the handlebar scenario.
Oh, that was, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that happened, but we ended up with a bronze medal, and I think when I'm older, I'll appreciate the bronze medal more.
Am I
I
allowed
think,
to ask what actually happened, which resulted in? Or no?
I mean, how long have we got? Yeah.
shit.
To be honest, I don't think anyone knows.
What happened was we extended the head stem of the base bar. We extended by 3 centimeters
Yeah.
when we printed it.
Oh, they were 3D,
3D
printed.
They were printed, but
man.
yeah.
Dude, this is hectic.
Yeah.
Continue.
And adding that extra 3 centimeters, obviously, when you're putting more weight over the front of it, the type of titanium we used was not strong enough to. It was subject to fatigue over time,
Yeah.
basically, and it did.
Wow.
And out of the 4 sets we had, I think 3 of them were significantly broken prior
Wow.
to starting, and obviously the worst pair.
Was yours.
Well, no, not mine. It was Alex's.
Alex's.
And Alex's are the ones that, snapped in the end.
Wow.
But what we did over the 72 hours following that was,
Pretty amazing.
yeah, amazing. And I'm so proud of the team. Like, I don't think there's many people around the world that would be able to pull themselves together in that scenario.
Most
No.
teams
That was
wouldn't
awesome.
have gone back
Yeah.
on the track after that.
And, I feel like we all hold on to that a little bit and know, like, we did everything we could in the scenario. Like, it was just a tough hand to be dealt. But that's what sport's all about, I guess. Yeah. Life. That's what life's. Let's go there. Take me there.
It's super deep, but like I find like stuff like that, whether it be like music or cycling, and then maybe when you get into working life, I bring a lot of those things into my corporate life and how I lead in my job. And it's crazy that when you think about that, but it's super cool.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, emotionally, I don't think there's much. Like, it's a really big thing. Like, when you've waited 5 years for one day, and in the first 60 seconds of it, it's all over. Yeah, and I guess that's one of the things that's underestimated with our sport is, what you take into the rest of your life. You can take a lot out of your sport into the rest of your life, I guess.
Question that comes to mind.
Hit me.
Do you love the process or you just love racing?
I absolutely love the process.
You have to love the process.
6 hours to do a sprint.
I'm definitely addicted to the training part, though, for sure. I'm addicted to the feeling of, fatigue and being tired and that endorphin hit you get from riding every day. But the processes, I think, I love, writing training plans and constantly tinkering with training plans and racing strategies and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's sick. I love it.
So, what do you think would be the favourite bike you've ridden to date, or a dream build?
No, but are we going to take into consideration
If that's why I've suggested a dream build.
Okay. Well, current bike I'm riding is not far off it. Like, I think I would have to go back
And do it side by side.
and do a side by side.
Yeah.
But currently, I am extremely happy on my new bike.
I had to, when I was doing chop, I had to learn how to ride in the chop again.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to like getting at the top of the, I was so used to getting at the top, like just over someone and still pushing instead of like
Floating it over.
Oh
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking wild.
That bike is unbelievable.
Yeah,
And like that pizza box front end. Man, you go down Monty on that thing.
I can't remember his handle name. I remember after like halfway through, he's like, "Can you just like not?"
Can you?
I was like, "Sorry."
Yeah,
dude,
we
it's the
love
first time
that.
ever
That's a
that's
full
happened.
flex.
We love that.
Never has that ever happened.
Yeah.
What about favourite group set?
DA, Duras, all day.
Yes.
Away.
I think if he's a tram, Alex would have just shut down.
No.
Disgusting.
My all-time favourite was the last model of DA Mechanical.
79.
Love. I can't remember what it was, but it was. Oh man, that
9000.
group set was amazing.
Yeah.
And they still change so crisp.
Oh, I loved it.
Like the day they
Yeah,
come out of the
amazing.
box.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
but the new 12 speed's good too. Yeah.
Nice. And if you didn't have to favour your own favourite pro kit of all time,
It's favorite pro kit of all time. That's a hard one. That's
is.
really hard.
There's
But I
so
got to go
cool
with the
old-
Mapai.
Yes!
I've got a full winter version of it. I
Nice.
love it. But no, just behind that is the like mid '80s Peugeot shell kit. Alan Piper wore it. I've got a big frame picture. Shout out to Alan Piper for sending me the photo as well.
That's sick.
Yeah, that kit.
and Mapai is a massive favourite of lots of people, I think.
I reckon is a modern classic is the old IM kit.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon they started the Navy again. It was them and then Mitchelton at the time.
Yeah, and they did names on the back of the jerseys
was
on that
sick.
IM kit.
Yeah.
They should make that permanent names
yeah.
on the back of the kits. I reckon that's awesome.
Pino had a good Oz Champs jersey too. Oh.
T-Mobile, that was a good kit back in the day.
Yeah.
In
The pink one?
Yeah,
that was
Yeah.
sick.
one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Lastly, favourite pre-ride meal, but more so your favourite cheat meal.
Nando's.
Oh. Well, my pre-ride meal is always the same.
It's muesli bars.
No, it's just gels. Just gels.
Is it actually?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I normally.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah. No, my favourite pre-ride meal is a protein shake and a long black. But my most consistent pre-ride meal is a
Just shit myself.
yeah. That's what it's named. Just shit yourself. But I normally have oats, like quick oats, then Carmen's crunchy clusters on top, then Chobani yogurt, green grapes, honey.
See, like I said on the phone last night, you don't need to have anything with yogurt.
But he just said he had everything but...
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
What about favourite meal after
Favourite
finishing
cheat
a
meal?
warning? Finishing a warning.
Can we actually guess?
Yeah, hit go.
I do
Guess.
think... I believe that you're like a hamburger man.
You need to narrow it down.
I am the grimace.
Yeah.
Any other guesses?
Yeah. Okay.
I was
Favourite,
definitely
though.
wrong, wasn't
It's
I?
big though. It's a big question. Favorite cheat meal?
Burgers are fucking good.
Burgers are good. Burgers are good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
with
Like,
extra chicken
just
salt.
just nothing else. I'll eat a family serve
I love that.
from Chicken Chef.
Christmas Eve ride. Let's go.
Crusties. No, it's got to be a zinger stacker.
KFC.
KFC.
Man, close to my heart.
Listeners at home
Don't
again.
hug him.
We are not taking any notice under the table of Wang's. Wang.
That's exactly where we were about half an hour after
After
finishing the
warning.
warning. Straight to KFC. Just
What are you
about
gonna
still in our
do?
kit.
Done like 8,000 cal that day. What are you gonna do?
One question that's not on here that I want to ask.
Hit me.
Favourite training loop in Adelaide?
Ooh, favourites.
It's got to say Norton.
So hard. No, I'm not going to say Norton. My favourite is up Windy Point, down through Clarendon, McLaren Vale, Wollonga, Achunga Meadows, Mylor, Aldgate Valley,
Ooh,
Sterling
Back
Home.
that way.
Yeah, we just keep going. It doesn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually, I've made a few segments out there, a few like long haul,
Some
65K.
private segments.
I reckon my favourite loop is around there too. I call it the Mount Bold loop, and you go up Windy as well,
Yep.
but down through, or you can do alternates, but the Mount Bold Reservoir around
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I like it out there. It's quiet, no traffic lights. Yeah, love it.
Well, moving on. So our next part of the podcast is on our Instagram this week. We asked a question to the public. Public meaning like whoever listens to us.
Our three listeners.
Yes. So we asked how many people. No, wait. What did I ask?
How many
Times have you been up north?
most segments that
Yes,
anyone's
and
done?
we got like a massive response.
Should we start with our own first?
Oh, I didn't look.
Come on, Frankie.
I don't know how
Get
to.
your
What you
phone
got?
out and I'll have a look for you.
269.
Ooh. Wang, Os.
Sorry, Frankie, just dropped your phone.
200 and
Okay,
something.
it's already broken, just like me.
That went deep real quick, eh?
That's real dark.
Just looking now.
That's the
Not as
straightest
many.
line I've ever seen. Can we talk about his like graph the last like
I know,
4 years
but
of
it's
his
just
life?
gone that high.
It's actually fucking wild, eh?
204 for myself.
204.
332.
Frankie, let's have a look.
332.
And you
Actually,
know what's funny about that is because a lot of
300 of them were in the last 3 months.
no, a lot of the efforts I do between 5 and 10 minutes, so I never go up the
So
whole
you've
way.
probably got like 500.
Probably, yeah. It's good times.
Here we go.
do you
Frankie
know?
has done.
Oh, probably-
Frankie 56.
Oh man,
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad.
it could be worse. I could be
That's
dead.
not bad.
It could be what?
Could be 50.
I could be like, could have been 69.
Yeah, it could have been dinner for two.
Delicious.
Well, anyway, so we ended up asking people. A lot of people got back to us. So I've picked a few people. Both people that have already been on the podcast and others who haven't. So we're going to start with the person who's done the most repeats of Norton Summer, and this is famously known as Microscopic Noodle Bag. 711.
Holy dueling.
I believe
lot of
she
times.
hates a Norton, hey?
Hates it. She's got the same PB as me.
Really?
Yeah. 1 second difference.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
All right,
So
well,
she's quick.
we also have other people. We've got Jingling Schmidt Balls, 220. We've got the Himalayan Mountains, 175.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
He hates it. We've got Spaghetti Man, who's done
Oh,
94.
this guy, he's just got a special place in our heart.
Especially for our friend of mine, not to be named.
We've got Clark Rubber, who's done fuck all apparently. Slippery Dick, 0, who apparently listens from New Zealand. Yeah, and has...
They like chips too.
Yeah, they came across the podcast Googling
Oh,
cycling in Adelaide. So, thank you.
We're global.
Yeah, well, not really, but anyway. We've got Tootsie Flip and Flop, who did 94 up Norton, but they're requesting that we do a freeway episode.
I did see that comment.
So,
Kind of controversial though, isn't
is it? Yeah, I guess we're like our whole identity is Norton.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's not going to happen.
okay, Wang's made the call.
Sorry, mate.
And lastly, we have. Do you like this?
I don't
Do you,
mind that,
do you
eh?
see it? Do you see it?
Yeah,
Anyway,
I see
we've
it.
got Green Eggs and Ham, who's done 102.
Oh, I see it
repeats.
too.
You do? Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Nice
quite
work.
smart. No one can see how smart it is because I don't actually see his name. But if he listens and he Yeah, he's going to see it. He's going to hope you have a big trouble.
Good work, Sir Thickness.
Sir Thickness?
Yes.
Oh, actually, no, he's quite like,
Yeah.
like he could knock you out.
Yeah.
He's like a sail, you know? Do you know one? Did I tell you this story?
Do you know?
Got us started.
J-U-N-O. Do you know?
Do you know?
I was riding my bike and I stopped off at a cafe once and I was in my lycra and I was a little bit heavier at this point as well. Anyway, this guy, I think he must have been on the spectrum or something. And I was walking. He's like, "Oh, very nice bike you
We're
had
on
there."
the same spectrum.
And yeah, he was just like, "Oh yeah, like nice bike." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And he's just asked me questions. And then out of nowhere, he goes, "Oh, do you know you're built a little bit like a sail? You're quite heavy up top." And I was like,
What?
"Wow, thank you."
That just reminded me of when we were out riding today along Port Road, and we're at the traffic lights, and this guy yells out from a van. He's like, "Hey mate, how much
those
how much
bikes
are those
worth?"
bikes worth? What, 20k?" And we're like, "Why the fuck is he asking this?"
Wants to yoink
Like,
him.
and we're like, "Oh yeah, about
We just decided that
15K
me and the
each."
Wang were
Yeah.
the lightest and we were going to get away faster.
And we're like, we were just expecting you to be waiting up around the corner to mug us and steal all
With
our
a
bikes.
knife. Yeah.
Just such a random question.
Thank you for that story.
That was a really nice, cool story, bro, wasn't it?
Oh God.
So after that burn, let's jump right into it. The main reason why we exist.
Just.
Let's see who's been spinning up the summer this week and check out the times for the folks that have been giving us a show. Not me this week for once. It might be the fast guys, it might be the slower ones, or it may be everyone in between. But like we said, we'll dive into your rides and data. Well, unlikely data because all you fucks hide it. A little bit more robustly.
That's
And then
warranted,
we'll-
I will give you that.
And then we'll see who has caught Frankie's eyes.
I haven't got any
No,
handpicks.
she's got no handpicked, lazy bitch.
Before
So,
before we start though,
Yes. Good.
Kellogg's, what is your Norton PB time?
I've
Are we sitting down? Is everyone sitting down?
I've been
Sit the fuck down.
informed. I've been informed by Mr. Wang that it's 11:15.
15 on your own?
Narrow, yes, very narrowly close to the com.
Oh my.
What is the
God.
com again?
11:04.
now, correct me if I'm wrong, but at most of the point of that segment, you were ahead of the comp.
Yeah, I think. I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely was for the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your own too.
Solo.
And it was raining.
Yeah.
Solo
We found,
raining.
yeah, which we
I need to
just
get the
found out
footage of it
before.
because it's really like dramatic. Like Tom Clark, shout out Tom Clark. He did a bit of a cinematic of it, and it's pretty epic.
We'll get in touch with Tom.
Yeah, get in touch
We'll
with Tom.
we'll
Get it up there
footage.
online.
Oh, he's
That
got
is
footage.
incredible.
He's got- there's
do we
footage
know
of
what their average power was for that?
460,
68, I think.
468. But I will
That's like half my
confess
microwave.
that in the lead up to it, I'd done like a few efforts, a few scouting missions on different climbs, and on Montecute, I probably like the week before, I think I did like a really, really good effort. So I thought, all right, next week's the week. Definitely wasn't the week.
You've done your
So close.
20-minute power that week up Monty, didn't you?
That was the week before that. But yeah,
Poor.
yeah, it's up there.
All right. Well, we're going to get you to read out top man and woman. Wang will show you where they are on the sheet.
Go.
He's got a hand.
Oh, he does.
He does.
So we can't name names. Is that?
Their handle names on the.
And we've got some data on this one, which is good.
Oh, there's data. We love data. Wow, the top man. Am I just going from the top? Let's go
Yeah,
from the top.
yeah.
Top man, 25k an hour average. We don't mind that. 189 beats per minute average.
Working.
That man is working. 341 watts. What was his time again? Oh, 13 minutes and 9 seconds. The dude was hustling. He did a 73-kilometer ride. So it
Very
wasn't.
close.
It
to
wasn't
the
just
target.
Tactical.
very close. But no, it was.
It
It was not targeted.
Almost a PB.
Slightly lopsided. Kudos. Big kudos.
Slightly
Nice.
Isn't everyone?
Everyone.
He's just pissed because we may have gone out and stolen some comms from him the other day.
Ouch.
Don't be sour.
Ouch, that hurts.
Just do better.
That's what happened when you take the Wangs comms.
Oh, yeah. Never take the Wangs comms. Never take the Wangs comms. All right.
And a second mention for tonight's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Top
Top lady, the top female of the week.
So this is also the top, our top reps as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Also the maximum reps.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Dominating.
December 11th, 20.7 kilometers an hour average, 174 BPM.
Max.
We got power data too.
You must have all heard me last week just ragging on him for hiding their
Yeah.
power because we've got it this
Who
week.
hides their power? Anyway, she didn't. 242 watts.
She's 242 watts, and I think she's
she's
56
really light.
kilos
Okay.
or 58 kilos.
Yeah.
Work that out.
She did do for only 48 kilometers.
targeted.
That's warm up effort right home.
I think go with 58.
Well, she does know that she's on the.
4.1, nearly 4.2 watts per kilo.
She was like a minute and 20-ish off her personal best, so a bit of room for improvement there. But top woman of the week, big kudos.
Cashy, take us through the top.
All right,
men from
men's.
the 16-minute
I don't know
bunch.
if you'll hear this, but we've got Chafing the Dream with a 16:05, 131 ride length.
He's a favourite of mine.
He's a favourite of everyone's. 98
Last
beats
too long
per
today.
minute.
He
Is he even
definitely went
live?
there.
Is that correct? Surely that's not right.
No, 98.
I think you
He
need to
has a
change your
soul.
heart rate.
Like,
I just exported the data.
no, 317. He's still
Oh, that was yesterday. I was with him.
yeah. You're with him. There you go. Good work.
He was slightly behind me.
Yeah, he was.
He's a good egg though. So yeah, a 16:05 and just a, 317. So he's working a little bit.
He can do better.
Can do better. Has decent calves. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
So second in there, we've got a 16:10, huge ass. This guy with a 303. Oh, I know this guy. Yeah. Can make a grape very well. So and 36 Ks.
Targeted.
Oh yeah.
not
Or
as much
actually,
as our
just
next
a
rider.
little morning.
Far out.
18. That is the most tactical ride I've ever
Is
seen.
it worth getting kitted up for that?
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Very good. 16:13. Look, to be honest, this isn't a shit sandwich feedback wise, but 18 and 2.2 Ks. And what's he done? A 16:13.
Not warmed up enough.
No power. No. Oh.
And he's got a good
Yeah,
PB.
there's some elite PBs in
I
this little
know.
group here. I'm just looking
Sub
at that.
14 PB.
Not bad though. Not bad. I'll give him that for tactical Ks. I'll give him that.
Our next rider is the
What do we got?
interesting name.
Surfing.
Was this you?
This is good. I'll give you. Hang on. Sir Finger Punch of Fartbox with a 16:14.
Frankie has gone.
This is one of your best. I'll give this. This is great.
And the brother of
the brother.
Taping the Dream.
Yeah.
Both of them on the
Got
pod
both
this
of them
week.
on. He can.
362.
He can hear us,
He's working,
yeah. He's big boy though.
but still.
Like he's a massive
Oh,
man.
he's okay. So not bad though. Good watts. Sit with a 16:14.
Good PB as well.
What's with the next name? You fuck. What is with the next name?
Living La Vida Luca with a 16:15.
Like it.
Ride length 28, not a bad length. So good size. PB 15:10, like there's some decent PBs in this. I'm wondering if it's a supers PB. A lot of these, bit of a group
Rides
enhanced.
a lot solo.
Yeah, I feel those feels.
I shall take us through the
Go
ladies
for it.
from the 19 and 20 minute punch. Stop punching things.
Yeah.
A very popular to the podcast Wahooligan with a 188 watts for a 1929, but she has a epic
How's it?
1353
That is
PB,
huge.
like very close to the QOM for that.
Yeah, she's
Part of a
she's in the top 10.
67k day. SpongeBob No Pants with a 1929 76k day,
She'll love that, mate.
220 watts, only 153 beats per minute though. Third place, The Legend of Zorro.
Like that?
I
With,
like that.
this is a PB. This is a PB
Oh.
by 1 second.
Sorry, I'm
Oh,
interrupting.
there's always an
fucked up.
excuse.
It's not. I haven't fucked it. All right, Strava just doesn't let me see someone's previous PB if they haven't been on the podcast before.
Okay,
Because
but they got a PB.
They got a PB, so it's 1 second.
Congratulations.
I don't know what it is.
33k day, 169 beats per minute. Our old co-host's favourite, Monsieur.
Monsieur.
With a 2010 as part of a 104k day, 198 watts. And this one here, Mike Wazowski.
Yeah, you like.
2031, part of a 25k day. What's all these targeted rides?
They probably got kitted up, saw it was shit weather, and went home.
In her defence, she's just come back from a training camp in Bright. So,
In the know.
Another very,
Would've
very
been a Rico
bright
ride for
lady.
her.
Cute.
Very nice.
Frankie, handpick time? Oh no, you didn't do that. This
Oh
week.
no, he did nothing.
You know what though? Can I just say, handpick is for. There's been some bad juju on the roads this week, so just shout out to everyone being safe and just being out there and getting on the bike.
Stay safe, be aware, talk to each other. Get home.
Point out the potholes.
Be safe, be sane.
Don't chop my wheel.
Fall down and go boom.
Chafing the dream.
What's happening in the week ahead, Wayne?
Okay, so starting to wind down into the Christmas holidays now, so not a whole lot going on. NCC crits are back this week, Tuesday night, after the V8s have gone and taken all their shit with them. Thursday, December the 15th.
I'm not sure if Entry Boss is correct on this, but it's women's B's and C's and men's E on Thursday.
Yeah, they
The
have.
crits, so
They've combined.
okay, sweet.
Yeah, they're back. So NCC crits for juniors, women's, B's and C's, and men's E's. Tuesday, we've got the general track training. What are you doing, Frankie?
I'm sweating, and I was just fixing my boobs.
Just checking her.
This is not the breast end.
Yeah, general track training at Hanson on Tuesday night with Port Adelaide CC. What does CC stand for again, Frankie?
Corn chip.
Not corn chip.
CC and dry.
No, not that either.
Cycling Cubanos.
Haven't learned anything from last week.
Cycling Cubans.
Then Port Adelaide CC again on Thursday night with some motor pacing. And Monday and Wednesday, the standard Southern Coast track training, Edwardstown. And then Friday night, some track night carnival at Edwardstown as well.
Track and more track.
More track.
Yeah, love to hear that the outdoor tracks are getting used in South Australia. Yeah, that's actually amazing to hear because I went to a session on an outdoor track in Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, and it was honestly so much fun. I forgot how much fun it is going to the
Was
outdoor
that
tracks.
How good
At
are
Brunswick.
they?
Yeah.
At Brunswick.
That's a
So
How
much
good
fun.
are the outdoor tracks in
Yeah,
Melbourne?
and you can just do motor pacing, and it's such a vibe in the summer because the sun's going down. So shout out for that.
Tuesday nights though. What are you doing?
It's not like you're going to Vic Park.
Oh no, right?
Yeah, cycling clubs don't communicate. Who would have thought there's going to be a clash on the calendar?
I know, right?
Shock horror.
What was that?
How's that go again?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh god.
I think I need professional help.
A long time ago.
Oh shit. All right. So, ladies, I always feel like it's like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all creatures in between. If you've enjoyed yourself, why not give us a follow through our favourite product? Oh my god.
It's cursed. It's cursed.
Yeah, Soz. It's alright, I need to straddle the microphone again. So if you follow. Oh my god.
He's doing like a TTF.
Do you
I'm going to TT.
do you need your
Okay.
daughter to read it for you?
No, she would actually do it.
Actually,
I'm going to start
do you
again.
want to get G rated?
No, she would.
she's engulfed in her iPad.
So oh my god!
Don't look at me.
I know. No, but you're like
Look at me.
the gatekeeper. If you've enjoyed yourself, why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast app, or access our episodes and podcasts through YouTube as well as oh my fucking god! Let's start again.
It's real.
I've exhausted my intellectual.
Thank God we
Can you do like the run up? You need to do the ladies and gentlemen.
All right. If you'd enjoyed yourself, why don't you give us a follow through your favourite podcast app, or access all our episodes through YouTube as well. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and don't forget to tell us all. Oh my fucking god! Don't forget to tell all your friends and share it on all your social platforms.
Frankie's just happy it's not her for once.
Note to self: this is probably like the
Frankie
20th time.
spitting water across the table.
Oh my god!
We are also all over the socials where we give you updates, info, and let you know when new episodes are out, along with other podcast news and information. If you want to support the podcast, head to our Buy Me a Coffee page, and if you donate, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast the following week.
We would love your feedback and to know your thoughts. So hit us up and let us have a chat through our Facebook or Instagram page, or shoot something through to our email, RADelaidesummer@gmail.com. And while we're on it, thank you, Kellogs, for joining us for this episode.
Yes.
It was lovely to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
you
me.
enjoyed yourself and that your IQ is still the same.
I reckon I've increased my
Slightly
IQ.
lower.
It's increased for sure. No, thank you very
And
much.
are you ready
having
for
me.
this?
Yes.
And with that, may the force be with you, as long as it's not shrouded. See you out in the summer, guys.
Hey guys.
Ciao, 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 ciao.